Hey, my friends. This is Ryan, and welcome back to Fluent Flow English Podcast. Let me tell you about my student, Maria. She told me, Ryan, I'm too busy to practice English. I work, I cook, I take care of my family. When can I study? So I asked her, Maria, what are you doing right now? She said, I'm making lunch. I said, perfect. That's your English practice. She looked confused. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn every single moment of your day into English practice without opening a single textbook. Sound impossible? Stay with me. Here's the secret that most English teachers won't tell you. You don't need study time. You need to change your environment. What does that mean? It means bringing English into your life, not adding English to your life. There's a big difference. When you add English to your life, you need extra time. But when you bring English into your life, you use the time you already have. You're already doing things every day: eating, traveling, cleaning, working. What if all of those moments taught you English? That's what we call micro-immersion. Let me explain how this works. First, let's talk about what you see every day. Your brain processes thousands of words just by looking around. Right now, those words are probably in your native language. Let's change that. Go to your phone settings and switch the language to English. Yes, right now. Don't worry, you already know where the buttons are. You tap the same icons every single day. Your muscle memory knows exactly where everything is.
When you see settings instead of your native word, something magical happens inside your brain. Your brain starts making connections automatically. You're not studying. You're not sitting with a textbook. You're just using your phone like you always do. But now, every time you open an app, you're seeing English words. Every notification, every menu, every button, all in English. This is what we call passive vocabulary building. It's like planting seeds in a garden. You're not forcing anything to grow. You're just creating the right environment, and growth happens naturally. Your brain is incredibly smart. It learns patterns even when you're not trying. Next, change your computer language to English. Change your email settings. Change the notes on your refrigerator. If you write shopping lists, write them in English. If you leave notes for your family, write them in English. Even if they don't understand at first, they'll start learning too. Your home becomes a mini English classroom, but it doesn't feel like school. It feels normal. When you need milk, you write milk on the list. When you need eggs, you write eggs. Simple words repeated daily become permanent in your memory. One of my students changed his video game language to English. He told me it was scary at first. He thought he wouldn't understand the missions. But guess what happened? He learned 50 new words in just 1 week. Words like quest, enemy, shield, attack, and victory. He wasn't sitting with flashcards. He was playing, having fun, enjoying his favorite game. His brain was absorbing English constantly, without any stress or pressure. That's the power of environmental learning. Here's what makes this technique so effective. You're not adding extra time to your day. You're not waking up earlier or going to bed later. You're simply using English in the time you already spend on your phone, computer, or daily tasks. The visual environment you create becomes your teacher. Every glance is a mini lesson. Every interaction is practice. And the best part? After 2 weeks, you won't even notice it anymore. English will feel normal, natural, and effortless. Now let's talk about what you hear. Most people listen to music or podcasts in their native language while commuting, cooking, or exercising. That's wasted English time. Think about it. You probably spend at least 1 hour every day listening to something. Maybe you're driving to work, washing dishes, or walking your dog. Your ears are busy, but they're not learning English. That's a huge opportunity we're missing. Here's what you do instead.
Create an English audio environment. It's easier than you think, and the results are amazing. During your morning routine, play an English podcast in the background. You don't need to understand everything. That's not the goal right now. Just let the sounds, the rhythm, and the intonation enter your ears. Your brain is incredibly smart. It starts recognizing patterns even when you're not actively listening. Scientists call this passive listening, and it's how babies learn their first language. They hear thousands of hours of sounds before they say their first word. You're doing the same thing, but faster, because you're already an adult with language skills. When you cook dinner, play English cooking videos on YouTube. You don't have to watch the screen. Just listen while you chop vegetables or stir the soup. The person in the video says, "Add salt," and you add salt. They say, "Mix the ingredients," and you mix. You're connecting English words with real actions. This is called comprehensible input. You understand because you see the context. You're not translating, you're experiencing. When you drive to work, listen to English radio or audiobooks. Even if you only catch 30% of the words, that's progress. Tomorrow, it will be 35%. Next week, 40%. When you exercise, listen to English music and try to catch the lyrics. Don't worry if you miss words at first. Just focus on the sounds. Tap your foot to the rhythm. Hum along. Slowly, your brain starts separating individual words from the flow of sound. One day, suddenly, you'll understand a full sentence. It feels like magic, but it's not magic. It's your brain doing what brains do best, learning through repetition and pattern recognition. Music is powerful because it's fun. You're not forcing yourself to study. You're enjoying a song and learning at the same time. Here's the key: consistency.
If you fill your audio environment with English for just 30 minutes every day, that's 3.5 hours per week. That's 14 hours per month. That's 168 hours per year, 7 full days of English listening. And you didn't add a single extra minute to your schedule. You just changed what was already playing in your ears. Your commute didn't get longer. Your workout didn't get harder. Your cooking didn't take more time. But your English, it's growing every single day, naturally and effortlessly. Here's a powerful technique that costs 0 time. Become the narrator of your own life. What does that mean? It means you talk to yourself in English about what you're doing. Right now, I'm washing the dishes. The water is warm. I'm using soap. This plate is clean. I'm putting it on the rack. It might sound silly at first, but this technique is incredibly effective. You're not sitting at a desk. You're not opening a textbook. You're just describing your real life in real time, using simple English words. When you brush your teeth in the morning, narrate it. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm using toothpaste. The toothpaste is minty. I'm looking in the mirror. My hair is messy. I need to comb it. You're practicing present continuous tense without even thinking about grammar rules. You're building vocabulary naturally because you're connecting words to actions. When you get dressed, keep narrating. I'm putting on my shirt. It's blue. I'm wearing jeans today. These shoes are comfortable. I'm ready to go. Every action becomes a sentence.
Every sentence becomes practice. This technique works because it trains your brain to think in English, not translate from your native language. Translation is slow. It makes speaking exhausting. But when you narrate your actions, you're thinking directly in English. The thought and the words happen at the same time. There's no middle step. Your brain starts building English pathways. These pathways get stronger every time you use them. Soon, speaking English feels as natural as speaking your native language. You don't have to search for words. They just come. At first, you'll only manage simple sentences. That's perfect. Simple is exactly what you need. You don't need to say, I am currently engaged in the process of cleaning the dishes. You just say, I'm washing dishes. Short, clear, and useful. As days pass, your sentences will naturally grow longer and more complex. I'm washing the dishes because we had dinner. The dinner was delicious. I cooked pasta. Everyone liked it. Now I need to clean up. See? You went from 3 words to 5 sentences, and it happened naturally without forcing anything. The best part about this technique? You can do it anywhere, anytime, and nobody needs to know. You can narrate silently in your head if you're in public. You can whisper if you're alone at home. You can speak out loud if you're driving. It costs nothing. It takes no extra time. It requires no materials, no apps, no teachers. Just you, your actions, and English words.
5 minutes of narration while making breakfast equals 5 minutes of real, practical, meaningful English practice. That's how fluency is built. 1 sentence at a time, every single day. Here's a fun activity that transforms your home into a classroom. Take sticky notes and label everything in English. Your refrigerator gets a note, refrigerator. Your door gets a note, door. Your lamp gets a note, lamp. Your chair, your table, your window, your mirror, everything gets a label. It takes maybe 20 minutes to do your whole house, but the impact lasts for weeks. Every time you move through your home, you're seeing English words in context. Your brain connects the word with the physical object instantly. No translation needed, no memorization effort required. But don't stop at simple nouns. That's just the beginning. After a few days, add adjectives and descriptions. Change refrigerator to cold refrigerator. Change door to white door. Change lamp to bright lamp. Now you're learning how English speakers combine words. You're building phrases, not just memorizing isolated vocabulary. This is how real English works. We don't just say lamp, we say the bright lamp, or my favorite lamp, or the lamp in the living room. You're training your brain to think in natural English patterns. Next, add verbs to your labels. This is where it gets really powerful. Write, open the refrigerator and stick it on the fridge. Write, close the door on the door. Write, turn on the lamp on the lamp.
Now, every time you do that action, you see the English sentence. You're connecting movement with language. You open the fridge, you see open the refrigerator, and your brain makes the link. Do this 50 times, and suddenly you don't need the label anymore. The English phrase lives in your memory, attached to the action forever. This technique works because it copies how children learn their first language. Children don't study grammar, they don't memorize vocabulary lists. They see objects, hear words, and their brain creates connections. That's called environmental association. Scientists know it's one of the most effective ways to learn. When you label your world, you're giving your adult brain the same advantages a child's brain has. You're learning through context, through repetition, through real-life experience. And it doesn't feel like work, it feels natural. After 2 weeks, change the labels. Don't throw them away, just upgrade them.
add new vocabulary or more complex sentences. Instead of refrigerator, write, "The refrigerator keeps food fresh." Instead of door, write, "This door leads to the kitchen." Instead of lamp, write, "This lamp provides light for reading." Now you're learning full sentences, natural expressions, and how to describe purpose and function. Your home becomes a living textbook, but way more interesting and way more effective than any book you'll find in a store. Stop doing fake English exercises. Start using English for real purposes. This is a game changer.
Most students spend hours doing grammar drills and fill-in-the-blank exercises. They practice sentences they'll never use in real life. The cat is under the table. Okay, great. But when will you ever need to say that? Instead, use English as a tool for things you actually need to do. Need to cook something tonight? Search for the recipe in English. Want to know tomorrow's weather? Check an English weather website. Your brain treats this information completely differently. When you use English as a tool instead of a subject, everything changes. You're not thinking, "I'm studying English." You're thinking, "I need this information, and English is the way to get it." That mindset shift changes everything. Suddenly, English isn't something separate from your life, it's part of your life. It's useful, practical, and necessary. Planning a trip this weekend? Research in English. Look up hotels, restaurants, directions, all in English. Shopping online? Browse English product descriptions. Read reviews in English. Compare prices on English websites. You're learning and living at the same time. Here's why this works so well. Your brain remembers information better when it's connected to a real need or goal. Psychologists call this meaningful learning. If you memorize the word delicious from a textbook, you might forget it in 2 days. But if you read delicious chocolate cake while searching for a birthday cake recipe, you'll remember that word forever. Why? Because it was connected to something real, a cake for someone you love. The emotion, the purpose, the context, all of that makes the memory stronger and longer lasting. Another example. Let's say you want to fix something in your house. Maybe your sink is leaking. Instead of calling someone immediately, search "How to fix a leaking sink" in English on YouTube. Watch the video. Follow the steps. You'll learn words like wrench, pipe, tighten, loosen, and leak, and you'll never forget them because you used them to solve a real problem. That's way more powerful than seeing those words in a vocabulary list. You didn't study plumbing vocabulary, you learned it by doing something useful. That's the secret. Start small if this feels scary. Pick one task per day. Monday, search for a recipe in English. Tuesday, check the weather in English. Wednesday, read product reviews in English. Thursday, watch a how-to video in English. Friday, research weekend plans in English. By the end of the week, you've practiced English 5 times, but it didn't feel like practice, it felt like living. And that's the whole point. When English becomes a tool you use every day, fluency stops being a goal. It becomes a natural result of the way you live your life. Most English learners think in their native language and then translate to English. This makes speaking slow and exhausting. We need to break this habit. Here's the truth. Translation is a trap. Every time you translate, you're adding an extra step. You think the thought, translate it, then say it. That takes time. It uses mental energy. It makes conversations feel like hard work. But there's a better way. You can learn to think directly in English. It sounds impossible, but it's not. You just need the right approach, and it starts with something very simple. When you have a thought during the day, try to think it in
English first. Don't translate, just switch languages in your mind. For example, you're hungry. Don't think, I'm hungry in your native language and then translate it. Just think directly. I'm hungry. You're tired. Think, I'm tired. You like something. Think, that's nice. Start with basic, simple thoughts. Emotions work great for this. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm excited. I'm bored. These are short, easy, and you feel them many times every day. Each time you feel an emotion, name it in English inside your head. At first, you'll only manage simple thoughts. That's perfect. Simple is exactly what you need right now. Don't try to think complex sentences like, I wonder whether I should go to the store now or wait until after lunch. That's too hard at the beginning. Just think, I'm hungry. Maybe I should eat. Short and clear. As weeks pass, your thoughts will become more complex naturally. One day you'll notice yourself thinking, I'm hungry. Maybe I should eat something. What do I want? I think I want pasta. Yeah, pasta sounds good. That's progress. You didn't force it, it just happened.
Here's a technique that helps. Describe what you see in English. You're walking down the street. Look around and name things in your head. Blue car, tall tree, small dog, red shoes. No full sentences yet, just words. After a few days, upgrade to simple sentences. That car is blue. That tree is tall. That dog is small. Those shoes are red. Then upgrade again. I like that blue car. That tree is really tall. That small dog is cute. I want shoes like those. You're building an English-speaking mind, one thought at a time, one sentence at a time. The goal is to reach a point where English thoughts happen automatically, without effort. You won't have to remind yourself to think in English. It will just happen. You'll be walking, and suddenly you'll notice you're thinking in English. You'll be cooking, and your thoughts are in English. You'll be at work, and your mental notes are in English. That's when you know you're making real progress. You're not just learning English anymore, you're becoming an English thinker. And that's the key to fluency. Not speaking skills, not grammar knowledge, but the ability to think directly in the language without translation. You probably spend time on social media every day. Let's make that time useful. Most people scroll through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook in their native language. They see posts from friends, funny videos, news updates, all in one language. But here's the thing. Social media algorithms are smart. They show you what you interact with.
So, if you start following English-speaking accounts, your feed will slowly fill with English content. And suddenly, without adding any extra time to your day, you're immersed in English while doing something you already do, scrolling on your phone. Be strategic about this. Follow accounts that match your interests. If you love cooking, follow English cooking channels. If you love fitness, follow English fitness influencers. If you love comedy, follow English comedians. Why does this work? Because you'll actually want to watch the content. It's not boring textbook English. It's real, interesting, entertaining English. You'll laugh at jokes, you'll try new recipes, you'll learn workout tips. And while you're doing all of that, you're absorbing English vocabulary, expressions, slang, and cultural references without even realizing it. Learning becomes invisible. Here's what happens when you follow the right accounts. You start learning English that real people actually use.
Textbooks teach you formal, polite, perfect English, but native speakers don't always talk like textbooks. They use slang, they shorten words, they make jokes and use cultural references. When you watch a comedy video, you learn how humor works in English. When you watch a fitness video, you learn how people give instructions and encouragement. When you watch a cooking video, you learn casual, friendly language. This is the English you need for real conversations, not for grammar tests. Another powerful thing you can do: comment on posts in English.
This is low-pressure writing practice. You're not writing an essay. You're not sending an email to your boss. You're just writing a quick comment like, "That looks delicious," or "Great video," or "I tried this and it worked." Nobody judges your grammar in YouTube comments. Nobody cares if you make a small mistake on Instagram. But every time you write a comment in English, you're practicing. You're building confidence. You're becoming comfortable expressing your thoughts in English, even if they're simple thoughts. Start today. Right now, open Instagram or YouTube. Search for 3 accounts in English that match your hobbies or interests. Follow them. Turn on notifications if you want. Then, every time you open the app, you'll see English content mixed into your feed. Watch 1 or 2 videos. Read a few captions. Maybe leave a comment. That's it. 5 minutes of social media time becomes 5 minutes of English practice. You're not studying, you're not sacrificing fun, you're just changing what you see and hear. And over time, that small change creates massive results in your fluency and confidence. Here's a strategy for those tiny moments throughout your day: waiting for coffee, standing in line, riding an elevator. These moments usually feel wasted. You're just standing there, staring at your phone, scrolling through nothing important. But let's add them up. 2 minutes waiting for coffee, 3 minutes in line at the store, 2 minutes waiting for a friend, 1 minute in the elevator. By the end of the day, you've had maybe 10 of these tiny moments. That's 20 minutes of time that disappeared into nowhere. Let's use them. Let's turn dead time into English time. Keep a simple English app on your phone. It could be a news app, a vocabulary app, a listening app. Anything that gives you quick, bite-sized English content. When you have 2 minutes, open it and do 1 quick activity. Read 1 news headline in English. Listen to 1 short audio clip. Review 5 vocabulary flashcards. Record yourself speaking 1 sentence. That's it. Not 30 minutes of study, not a full lesson. Just 2 minutes. It feels like nothing, but these micro sessions are incredibly powerful because they happen consistently throughout your day. These micro sessions might seem too small to matter. You might think, what can I really learn in 2 minutes? But here's the math. 2 minutes, 5 times a day, equals 10 minutes. 10 minutes every day equals 70 minutes per week. That's more than 1 hour. In 1 month, that's nearly 5 hours of practice hidden inside moments you thought were useless. In 1 year, that's 60 hours of English practice that you didn't even feel. 60 hours. That's enough to move from one level to the next just by using time that was already there, waiting to be used. The beauty of the 2-minute rule is that it removes all excuses. You can't say, I don't have time, because you do have time. You have dozens of 2-minute gaps every single day. You can't say I'm too tired because 2 minutes requires almost no energy. You can't say I need to be at home with my books because your phone is always with you. This technique works anywhere, in the bathroom, at the bus stop, in a waiting room, during lunch break. English becomes something you do in the cracks of your day, not something that requires a special time and place. Here's how to make this a habit. Set a simple rule for yourself. Every time you wait for something, you practice English for 2 minutes. Waiting for the microwave? 2 minutes of English. Waiting for your computer to start? 2 minutes of English. Waiting for the dentist? 2 minutes of English. After 1 week, this becomes automatic. You won't even think about it. You'll just naturally pull out your phone and open your English app during waiting moments. And that's when the magic happens. English practice becomes effortless, invisible, and constant. That's how fluency is built, one tiny moment at a time. Here's what I want you to understand. English fluency doesn't require more time. It requires a different approach to the time you already have. You don't need to wake up earlier. You don't need to skip your hobbies. You don't need to sacrifice time with your family or friends. You just need to look at your day differently. When you transform your environment, your daily actions, and your mental habits, English stops being something you do and becomes something you live. It's not separate from your life anymore.
It's woven into every moment, every task, every routine you already have. When English is everywhere around you, you stop needing motivation. Think about it. You don't need motivation to check your phone, listen to music, or scroll through social media. You just do those things naturally. When English becomes part of those activities, learning happens naturally too. You stop feeling guilty about not studying because you're learning constantly. You stop making excuses because there's nothing to make excuses about. English is just there, in the background and foreground of your life, working on your brain, even when you're not thinking about it. This is how immersion works. Not by traveling to an English-speaking country, but by creating an English-speaking life, wherever you are. You don't need a plane ticket. You don't need expensive classes. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to change what you see, what you hear, what you think, and how you use the time you already have. That's it. The techniques we talked about today are simple, free, and immediately available. They don't require talent or luck. They just require a decision to start and the consistency to keep going. Start with 1 or 2 techniques from today's episode. Don't try to do everything at once. That's overwhelming, and it usually leads to quitting. Maybe start by changing your phone language to English and following 3 English accounts on social media. Do that for 1 week. When it feels normal, add another technique.
Maybe start narrating your morning routine or labeling objects in your kitchen. After another week, add something else. Slowly, piece by piece, your entire day becomes English practice. You won't even notice when it happens, but one day you'll realize English isn't hard anymore. It's just normal. That's when transformation happens. Not overnight, not from one magic lesson or one perfect app. Transformation happens when small changes become daily habits, and daily habits become your new normal. English fluency is built in the tiny moments. The 2 minutes here, the 5 minutes there, the thoughts in your head, the labels on your walls, the sounds in your ears. All of it adds up, all of it matters, and all of it is available to you right now, today, without spending money or finding extra time. You just have to decide to begin. Before you go, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. It helps me reach more people who are trying to improve their English. Every subscription means I can help more learners like you break through their fluency barriers. Hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you. Now, if you understand English when you listen, but freeze when you try to speak, I have the perfect video for you. You're only using your thinking brain, and it's too slow. In my next video, I reveal the revolutionary sensory learning method that connects English directly to your 5 senses and emotions. You'll learn how to stop translating and start thinking in English naturally, using what you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell every single day. Just 10 to 15 minutes of daily practice. No textbooks, no boring drills. Click the video on your screen now and discover how to make English feel natural, not foreign. I'm Ryan. This is Fluent Flow English Podcast. See you in the next one. Keep flowing.